Good evening and welcome to the Rangers Rabble. And I don't think Cammy's going to come on.
It's only me and you. Oh yeah,
But
William.
there we are. Good evening all.
What's happening?
Cammy's loading. We'll try him again. There he is. Good evening all and welcome to Rangers Rabble midweek podcast. So it's myself, Jamie, hosting tonight. The host extraordinaire. The big man's taking a night off, which is good. What a talk sense tonight. So, before we kick off, guys, before I even say hello to everybody, imagine bringing the big gorgeous face on with us. Look at Big William, the newcomer, putting used to poor Cammy and Kerr. I mean, me and William on here, used to have got no chance. Do you know what I mean? Anyway,
just get the mannequin sitting.
I know, William, you need to get that beard back, mate. 10 times better with the beard, big man, but I'm glad you shaved it after. It makes us look better. Anyway, sorry, apologies. Couple of stalwarts always. Cammy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, mate. Looking forward to this.
Yes, I know. You've been all over us in the chat yesterday and Twitter today as well. Anyway, it will be brilliant. Kerr, the bedrock of the rabble, how are we?
The bedrock, smell at the pillowcase. I'm fine.
And William, how's it going?
Good, mate.
Doing well, man. You had some debut the other day. You'd be Kerr on toast there, man. I know it's no hard, but
that Kerr boy's brutal, man. Honestly.
Aye, not got a clue, mate. Not get a clue. Okie doke. So
at least he's got clear pits right enough. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, he's washed his pits.
I didn't actually say I was in for a full-on shower.
You know better saying that. Anyway, welcome all our listeners and our viewers and stuff like that. Nice to have everybody on. We are going to just chat over a few things tonight. I know Martin had put out a little thumbnail for everybody to have a look at, so we're going to have a look at the Hearts game again. I know you two guys had a chat about it earlier, but I think it's always good to reflect and come back on it once the dust is settled and once we've all calmed down. I want to touch on that as well about how mad we are as a set of fans and as a group of podcasters in that group chat. Madness when we draw a game. Anyway, we're going to maybe look at a couple of players as usual. A wee Billy Gilmour kids rumours kicking about again. So we'll maybe touch on that as well. And obviously we're big things about looking at Brondby come Thursday. So let's kick off. And Cammy, I'm going to come straight to you because you weren't on the reaction for the Hearts game. So now the dust is settled. What's your reaction to the performance and the result?
Well, I had a thoroughly enjoyable day on Saturday. As you may know, I was at the director's box on Saturday. So I had the pleasure of meeting Brian Laudrup before the match and all that sort of stuff. And unfortunately, we didn't get the 3 points. At the end of the day, the way I felt after the game is the way that I feel now, just very frustrated. The game should have been done and dusted long before Hearts equalised. First 45 minutes was as good as we've played probably all season. Got the goal just before half time. You're thinking, can we do more than a 45-minute performance? And we didn't. And there's a number of reasons why we didn't see the job through. But disappointing, and the reaction in the last few days is just what happens after Rangers drop points.
And that is what happens. And I'm trying to. I mean, I come on here and say I'm going to be positive this week. And then we absolutely go into a depression of hate. So I'm not going to. But as a set of fans, I wanted to touch on that. Like even us, we're starting to discuss who's replacing Gerrard, and we're discussing who's replacing Morelos, and we're discussing all sorts of things, Kerr. But do you agree that there's something off with the game management? Even though we should have been 2 or 3 ahead to get to the 90 odd minutes, that's disappointing.
Disappointing, Jamie, but I think you have to look at the bigger picture. There's been a lot of issues for that this season. COVID, injuries, just international football players not coming back, maybe fit. I'm not saying fit enough to come back, but coming back maybe late and struggling to play. And so we have to look at different issues this season. Last season we had a consistent team of players, consistent starting 11 he had. This season we've not, so I think you look at that. Some of the players might have hit their peak last season as well. You maybe look at maybe should have sold a few and rebuilt, maybe refreshed the team. You look at that side of it as well. But I do think if we can get back to some sort of form like we done last season, I don't want to keep looking back. If we can get back to some sort of form, we should be okay. But I think I said at the start of the season, I think we didn't freshen the team enough I think sometimes players become complacent because they're comfortable in their position. I think that could be one of the reasons.
William, this is. I want to bring this comment up if you can read that. Billy Wilson, how are we doing, Billy? I think it's quite a good one. Something I was wanting to touch on, just talk a bit more about the performance. Worried about our form, too casual. We pressed really well in that first half, but the second half we didn't. Usually with the Gerrard's teams will be the opposite.
We just dropped off,
Yeah.
mate. I actually watched the game back on Monday night, I think it was. I don't think we actually even played that bad in the second half. Hearts had maybe a 5-minute spell in the whole game, and they capitalised on one mistake. But it's... I'm going to put my neck line here and say I was actually happy with the performance on Saturday. But as I says to Kerr and Martin the other day, we just need to be more ruthless in front of goal. I can't believe the amount of chances. And as I'm talking to you, I can see in my head that chance for Morelos. I don't know how he's missed it, to be honest. But I think that's down to Gerrard. I think Gerrard... Morelos should have been taken off maybe 75th minute, and Sakala should have come on, or Ruth should have been brought on earlier, and Ruth would have been more direct through the middle. I dare say they'd probably have scored, but I'm not going to be too downbeat. I'm not going to bash all the players all over the head. We need to get our fingers out. It's and kill games off before we're getting more teams' chances. But the chances, I say, was a mistake.
Yeah.
It was an error.
Cammy, why aren't we killing teams off? Because see, last season, that would have been a 4 or 5-0.
I just don't know. I mean, it's like William says, Morelos is... I have no idea why he slides in, because it's effectively just a tap-in, you know. And
I keep disappearing here.
He just had one of those days. Roof... He's usually in those positions, very clinical, dinks it off the post. You know, I mean, to be honest, you talk about...
Cammy, see, can I ask something there? See the Roof one. As Rangers TV's don't get the best camera angles, right? I don't think he's actually hit a shot. I think he's tried to square it across to Morelos. Because did it not hit Gordon and then hit the post?
It did, aye.
I actually don't think he's tried that and tried it as a shot and goal. I actually think he's tried to put the ball across to Morelos, who was just obviously standing at the back post. I don't know if Roof why he's not tried to actually have the shot, take the shot and target himself. But I after watching it, I think I watched it 2 or 3 times, and I still don't think he's had a shot and goal himself.
I don't know. I thought at the game, Roof for Morelos was the obvious substitution, because he just wasn't having one of his better games. Listen, we've all seen Rangers strikers. There's been better strikers than Alfredo Morelos have missed chances. So I think people have to remember that the greatest Rangers goal scorer, Ali McCoy's, missed 1,000 chances. So it's, you know, listen, I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing and cut hang-drawn quarter Morelos. He has to improve. His performances haven't been good enough. I don't think his physical conditions good enough at this precise moment. But I think the manager was quite... I think he chose his words quite well in the post-match. You know, I think he basically said he's not at his best, and I think we can all see that. And Morelos will know that himself, and I think he's probably frustrated with himself as much as anything.
We were wanting to come on and speak to him, so we may as well just go and have a little chat about him, because he is our talisman. And before we even get into this, we have been his biggest supporter. I've sat on these pods and I've seen the comments on the right-hand side, because we can see the comments, even the ones that aren't on the screen. People are going for Morelos. I'm on Twitter. People are going for Morelos. Probably the reason why he's put out his week in a cryptic... Well, it's not like you said, Cam. It's not a cryptic message. He's telling everybody to shut up. Now, is he telling the fans to shut up because he can see Twitter and stuff like that? Or is he having a wee dig at the manager, perhaps? I thought Gerrard was pretty... was okay with what he said about him, saying that he was he's our main man, but he was a bit off. Kerr, Morelos trying too hard though. Is he trying too hard? Because a lot of people are saying that he's not trying hard enough.
I think his game's slightly different than it was last season. Last season he was pressing for the front, he was in the box, he was trying shots, he was being more aggressive in his play. I see recently he's been dropping a bit deeper, trying to interlink play, trying to create stuff, and so he's there's no near the box, and I think you need the aggression for Alfredo Morelos when he plays. I think if you take the aggression away from him, he's not the same player. Because you like that fire in his belly, you like him maybe an edge or getting sent off because that's what makes him the player he is. Whereas when that comes away from him, he's not the same. I do think he is a talisman when he plays well, but also if he's known for him, how long do you give him in the team before you maybe replace him with somebody else? It's a starting position. You can't keep playing him if he's known for him. Sometimes you can say we'll play him until he gets his form back. But with a club like Rangers, that's quite a dangerous thing to do, considering we want to win the league. Do you know what I mean? So I would maybe, if he doesn't get his form in the next few games, or even looks like getting his form in the next few games, because at the end of the day, you want him to score goals, and that's what his job is. If he doesn't, I'll start playing Roof for middle, because I think Roof's actually a better player when playing for middle than he is when we're playing wide.
Cammy, is he fit enough?
I think Roof's more effective playing out wide or out right. I think his movement just drags defenders completely all over the place. Some defenders don't know what he's doing. I mean, I'll get back to last season. If you look at his, was it the second goal he scored against Celtic, Ibrox? I mean, he picked up the ball deep and just dragged the Celtic defence all over the place, and then ran free into the just about the 6-yard box untouched because nobody knew where he was. I think I agree with Kerr. I would have Morelos been a madman again. Because I think he's missing it. I don't know if the management team have had a word with him and told him to curb his anger or whatever, but he doesn't look like the Morelos it was there last season or the season before. He looks kind of, I don't want to say bored with Rangers anymore, but he looks kind of as if he knows he's not the main man.
Yeah, Cammy, I know me and you have spoken about Morelos at length when we spoke about your Rangers, a foreign Rangers 11, and we spoke him up. You're a big fan of him. Does he just need a goal? Is it just a couple of goal series? Because the wee man can go on a run once he does that.
He's always been a sort of that type of striker. You know, he can go 7 or 8 games without a goal. His fitness has been a worry for me since the start of the season. He's one of those. He's big boned, you know, and 2 days pre-season, I genuinely thought that the 2 international breaks would have been used to work on his sharpness and work on his fitness, and I just think he looks off it. I genuinely don't think he's not trying, because he wouldn't be on the park if he wasn't swinging a leg at all. I mean, I've seen a few comments saying that he's not trying. I don't think he's as fit as he should be, and because he's not fit, that chance, the tap in for Roof, Morelos at his peak in 2019 slots that away with his eyes shut, sort of thing, you know. But I think the way that we play is I think we find it difficult when Morelos isn't the main striker. I don't think any of the other strikers are as good. I agree with William. I think Roof is far more effective from the right hand side rather than central. Zakala is far too raw, would get caught offside 100 times during a game. He's not ready to be the main striker, and Jermaine Defoe is no longer really part of the consideration, and Cedric Itten's away on loan. So you have to really persist with Morelos, in my opinion.
Yeah, Kerr, do you agree with the two boys? And do you not think Roof is our option going forward through the middle?
I think so. I think he can play good through middle. He done that with Leeds for a season. He done really well with Leeds through the middle. But I know what I like. He can play out wide because that's his game. He can play anywhere on the front three, to be honest with you, because like William said, his movement's superb. He's not the quickest, but his movement's superb. He's a very intelligent player. As for Morelos, do you not think maybe he thought a move was coming in the summer and they never got it, and that could be a reason why he's I'm not saying he's bored, but he's down tools, but maybe he's thought he could have been someone else by now.
Guys, see another thing that CGM's on fire as usual. One of a good follower of ours, but Sakala's 24. If he's not ready, he'll never be. But I think I agree with that in a certain extent. But these guys coming from a foreign league, they always do take time. It's very rare. Very rare now. I know the other side of the city have maybe got one or two who have come right into it and are doing really well, but it's very rare, especially with the kind of players we're buying, these project players we like to bring in to develop. Do you think Sakala, surely he's got to have a bit more time? Surely we're not going to treat Sakala the way we treated Itten. Cammy.
Thanks for that one.
I was just ranting there and I didn't actually ask him that question.
I mean, I just think he reminds me a bit. See if you remember when Morelos first came. Morelos was very walked offside an awful lot, and there's parts of that in Sakala's game. I mean, you think back to the game over in Prague a couple of weeks ago where he started, he was caught offside, and there is parts of his game that does excite me, but I think he needs space to run into to show his pace. You know, I think the European games will probably suit Sakala more than the games where you're coming up against 9 or 10 defenders. That's just my opinion. You know, I'm probably in a minority here reading the comments here that everybody's against Morelos. The fact that the wee man's not playing at his best, he's still our best option as the centre forward. He just needs to start scoring goals. That's, you know, if one or two of the chances go in, we're not sitting here on a Tuesday night having this conversation. We've had a 3 or 4-0 win. Everybody's happy. You're 6 points clear at the top of the league. Everybody in the aftermath when we lose points is hung, drawn and quartered. Tav's had it, Grolson's had it, Lundstrom's had it, Morelos is getting it. You know, it's just the way of the world. It's just the way. Unless Rangers are winning every game, somebody has to be the scapegoat, and at this moment, that's Alfredo Morelos.
William, why are we? Because I wanted to touch on that. Why are we like that? I think all football fans are like that somehow. But why
we're mental?
We are mental, aren't we? Why is this? Why are we?
Do you know what it is? I grew
guys?
up. I'm 41. I'm 41 in 3 weeks, and I grew up through Rangers. All through the 80s and the 90s. I can just about remember the bad days in the 80s. In the 90s, growing up through 9 in a row, and the start of the Champions League 92-93 season and stuff like that as well. I grew up with just constantly watching Rangers win. Then we wonder, we get the UEFA Cup final, we have decent runs in the Champions League, we have decent runs in the Europa League and stuff like that as well. So it's just, all we want today is just win. Do you know what I mean? It's should we be beating Hearts? Aye, we should. Have we got the divine right to beat Hearts? No, we've no. But we've not. But we need to go out and perform. And we performed on Saturday. We just weren't clinical enough. That's it. As Cammy just says, I mean, if Balogun's they saved with Gordon with own Balogun, if that gets in, I think the floodgates open. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's two unbelievable saves that Gordon has for Balogun. I mean, I think the one when Balogun was on the ground and he's hit it. It's, if that gets in, as somebody says a minute ago, we're not having this conversation on a wet, miserable Tuesday night. But we're all mental. We've all got different opinions to everybody. But see, at the end of the day, we all want us to win. That's it. And unfortunately, some people don't agree with other people's opinions and stuff like that as well. I mean, I'm watching this Man City and Bruges game. It's 4-0 to Man City just now. Is this not the league that Sakala played in last year? Does that make the Belgian league rotten because Man City are gubbing them just now? Sakala, he needs time, but he's definitely not the answer to replace Morelos. 100% no. I love Morelos. He frustrates the fucking life out of me right enough. But he is the main man. The only thing that's going to make Morelos get confident again is if he bags a couple of goals on Thursday night. That's it.
Yeah. Kerr, why
goals breeds confidence?
Yeah. Kerr, why is it when Morelos plays well, we play well? Why can the wee man not have a couple of off games and we can still? I know. Listen, we have still won a few games recently, but why do we never play brilliant Morelos? It seems to be linked.
Don't know if is he a talisman for maybe the players like that as well. I don't know. I mean, it's so ifs and buts, Jamie. I think with Alfie he's always been like this, hasn't he? He goes through good patches and bad patches. I think people have seen him at his best, we've seen him at his worst. And like I said earlier, we need some fire in his belly, but I do think he's still the best player we've got. But if the rest of his teammates can't think, well, if he's off his game of the day, we're not going to win. That's the mentality you don't want in the team. But when Gerrard came out a couple of weeks ago and he was mentioning like he didn't think this maybe needed other fresh players in, I think he's got a point. I think he maybe looks at made that to the board or Ross Wilson just to say I wanted more replacements in, but I think we'd only get replacements in if we sold in the summer, which we've never done, and that's why I think Alfie maybe one was I thought he would have went, maybe Borna thought he would have went, Golson maybe thought he'd have went. They're all still here, so you don't know. Like I said earlier, if last season was the kind of soiree for some into it. They thought they win the league back and they could have went elsewhere. Maybe the value is going to depreciate because they've never, if they don't play well this season. But Morelos, if he gets back to his form, he's a talisman. But if his form stays off, you have to think of putting somebody else or changing the system to suit somebody else.
Can I ask one question, Tizo? Do you think the morale's went down in the team since we get put out against Malmo?
I think so, aye.
Yeah.
I think with the fans as well. I think everybody. The club fans and everything, because everybody's in the Champions League.
Yeah, a bit deflated, isn't it? And I know we're now concentrating in the league, but there is a bit of a deflated feel, isn't there? Right, let's just pause and breathe on that, because I know we said there's going to be a few home throughs. I don't want Morelos to get hammered because I'm a massive fan, and if the wee man's playing well and scoring goals, he's the best striker in the league, and he's our best player. I just want to just say thanks and welcome everybody who's on. There's a fair amount of people watching just now, so thank you so much. On all our channels, I know we're on YouTube and we're on Twitter as well. So thanks for everybody for commenting. We'll get as much of the comments up as we can. We are so close to Martin getting his haircut. So just keep hitting that subscribe button for us. Headcut, well, how many likes for that? One other big thing is the subscription button is big for us on YouTube to get to that. Is it 3,000 we're looking to get to get Martin to get his haircut, isn't it? I'd rather he grew that beard. He's horrendous looking without a beard anyway. But the like button, folks, just this video alone, hitting the like button for us, the thumbs up button on YouTube, has got massive ramifications to where the videos go and stuff like that. So that actually really supports us just as much as subscribing and sharing and stuff like that for us on Twitter as well. So thank you very, very much. We're also on Patreon. There is a whole host of stuff going on. Me and Kerr done a recording, was it last night, and it went out this morning. Best of the rest. Hated watching Scottish football, but I'm actually really enjoying it now, watching that. And we try and look at the games impartially, but we talk about it with the blue tinted specs on the full time. So it's a good like what I do. It's a good listen. So if anybody feels like they can afford £2 a month to help us, then please do that. Link is in the description. And of course now there is a few giveaways on the go, and I'll come back to them. But the new anniversary, beautiful white top. We're doing a Twitter competition for that. There is that cracking 1996 William red.
Yes, mate. 95, 96.
95, 96. The Grasshoppers we wore it against, wasn't it?
We'll not discuss that result.
Exactly. I just see when I see that top, I feel the same way as I do when I see the old purple top. But yeah, we're doing a competition for that on Facebook, and the ornate slate coasters, placemats.
Coasters.
Beautiful,
Cup
aren't they?
mats and placemats, aye. Yeah, they're lovely. They're absolutely superb.
They're cracking.
They've got a fair bit of weight. They've got a fair bit of weight in them as well.
Beautiful. So there's another competition on the go for them as well, isn't there? I can't remember. There's 4 cup mats and 4 dinner mats, I think, as well. So they're class. It's a cracking thing to win. So guys, again, the link's in the description for that as well. So it's all going on. So thank you. We'll move on. And we're not moving away from the Hearts game. I just want to take a breather and just get off Morelos' back. I want to talk about the goal and our game management. And Cammy, McGregor's a goalkeeper, right? So for Morelos to miss an open goal is the same as McGregor making a bit of a mistake. It's just the same thing. Goalkeepers are always going to do that. And this guy has been an absolute stalwart through 2 spells with us. I don't really lay too much of the blame on McGregor. Collectively as a team, they lack a bit of concentration, game management in that vital moment. Dead late on.
Well, listen, this has been even across last season when we had a lot of clean sheets. There was European games where we were over Gerrard's tenure. There's been European games where we haven't managed it properly. You know, I mean, at 1-0, even though you've missed 100 chances, you should still be. You've got the footballers on the park that should be able to keep the ball and put the ball into the corners. That's Zakala at that point would probably have been a good sub, to be honest with you. But you've already used your 3 subs, and he wasn't an option, sort of thing. You know, just to get the ball into the, use his pace to get into the corner, sort of thing. You know, but we've changed the way that we defend a bit at set pieces as well, which is, men on the post. I mean, I'm not we have our tactics geeks that would probably be able to tell me better with regard to it. But I remember a couple of seasons ago, Stephen Davis must have headed the ball off the line. The game where Big Katic scored the header at their place. You know, I mean, I'm sure late on Davis heads one off the line, and I don't really know. There's always that worry when you get a set piece or a free kick against you now, because that, I think, that level of solidity and confidence just isn't there. I think also constant change at the back 5, changing the goalkeeper all the time. The 2 fullbacks aren't playing their best, but I can understand why he's persisting with it, because he wants to try to get a bit of consistency in selection. You know, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. You know that. But our game management on Saturday wasn't great.
William, you go to the games. That was something I was wanting to touch on. That Cammy's just touched on. I know we obviously have changed something from last season, because we most definitely had a man on the back post at corners last season. Why has he changed that? Because I think have we conceded 2 goals so far this season from not having a man in the back post?
Yep. If you, I don't know if anyone's watched the Scotland game against, was it Israel just last week, where our greatest ever goal scorer actually says if you hang about the back post, you're almost guaranteed a goal. And but if you actually look at it as well, I don't think Balogun has followed. What was the big boy that scored again?
Yeah, Halkett.
Balogun's not followed him. He's actually let him drift after his left, and he's stunning at the back post on his own. It's if you touch on McGregor, I don't understand why he's tried it. I mean, because it happened literally right in front of me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why he's tried to punch it. He should have caught it, and instead of, I don't know, trying to make a save for the cameras. I honestly don't know. I think we dilly-dally about at the back sometimes, and we don't just, if in doubt, kick it out sometimes. But it was it came for a stupid cross over the far side for it to go for a corner. So that's where I think we missed Ryan Jack. I know I'm jumping off subject there, but I think that's where we missed Ryan Jack falling into that hole. Sorry.
Kerr, game management, defending corners. What was your thoughts on it?
It wasn't great. I mean, like I said, Balogun left Halkett. I don't think he maybe thought McGregor was going to get it or somebody else would get it. Like I think they all did. I know Tav get back to the blame, but Tav can't really do nothing once McGregor doesn't punch it or catch it. It kind of hits off Halkett's head. But I don't know. I think McGregor came out with. I don't think he came out with any conviction. He usually comes out with some conviction. He came out with no conviction. He said he kind of jumped slightly early, so he was coming down when he punched it, and he never met it properly. But I don't know why. I don't know why he wasn't coming out to catch it, because nobody was challenging him anyway. So he came out with his 2 fists up in there. It's like,
I don't ever see him punching the ball often either. It's an odd one.
I think he's been a lot quieter this season, McGregor, as well, on his performances. And I don't know. Does he maybe his body telling him he's been an extra season? Maybe. Do you know? I don't know. I just think it's a mistake you don't usually see for Allen, and it's a mistake you can't justify. You can't. It's just one of the things that happen in football, and we take our chances. We win. That mistake doesn't happen. We win, and the game, we weren't as bad as everybody says in the game. I mean, Hearts had a bit of play for 5-10 minutes, but we weren't that bad. And it doesn't matter who you play in football. The other team's always going to have a cut of chances, even if you're 5-6. They're always going to have a cut of chances. So we weren't as bad as people think. But I think because we were playing quite well, and then we let it go, and at the end, people started to look at the negative side of it. But I would love to say, I think if we played worse than that and we got a draw, I'd have been more unhappy. But we actually played okay, and if we can keep our performance up for Thursday or even against St Mirren, which will be 2 hard games, then I'll be happy. But the first half was some of the best stuff we've played in a while, I have to say. But the second half, you can't play. The 2 halves are going to be the same anyway. We done okay in the second half, and Hearts came back into it slightly, but the goal they got was just a bit of luck at the end of the day. But McGregor, to me, he just seems, it doesn't seem the same goal as in last season. I don't know if maybe that's why Joe McLaughlin's getting more game time. I'm not sure.
I need a bit of continuity on that. So, just before we move on, then, Cammy, do you think? Do we need players to come? Do we need a bigger squad? I know Billy's saying here that we think they brought the board will back the manager. I don't think we need a bigger squad, do we?
I don't think so. I'd listen. We're sitting. There's guys like Scotty Arfield, Ryan Jack, weren't even on it. Ryan Kent.
Yeah. Stephen Kelly.
Philip Hollander, Nico Katic. They are all still part of our squad. You know, I mean, I've read the comment there with regard to what do you think will happen in January. We've got the situation where we've got a lot of players going away to the African Cup of Nations, you know, so we've got Bassi going away, Balogun going away, Aribo going away. So I think it's important that Philip Hollander is back fit for after the winter break. I think it's important that Nico Katic gets 20-25 games between now and then. We may have the option to recall him if it's required. I don't see us signing anybody in January. The only business I would expect in January would be similar to what we've done previously, like somebody that's available on a pre-contract and you get them early or something like that. You know, at the end of the day, I think the squad next summer, I think the end of this season will see the end of this group of players. I think there will be a lot of these players will either retire or will go to the end of their contract, or will move on. So I think it'll be the rebuild of this side will be next summer, and I think we'll maybe start to bring in any pre-contracts in January. But I don't think we just need to start scoring goals. That's been the problem across the whole season, not just Saturday. We've started to create more chances in the last couple of games. Saturday was, that Saturday was a 3 or 4-0 game. You know, and you lose a goal in the 90th minute. Everybody loses their shit because you've lost a goal. I get it. I totally get it. Totally frustrated, the same as everybody else. But we just have to dust ourselves in, go again on Thursday night, and win on Thursday. Get a bit of confidence and take it into the 2 away games that we've got coming up, and obviously we just have to start being clinical. I think William said, I don't know if it was clinical was the word that he used earlier on. The chances, we need to be more clinical when we get the chances.
Yeah, William, and this is something we spoke about in the group chat as well, because I know someone put in there, the gaffer Walter Smith would have these players up against the wall, and we've lived through that era, and the players that you've said about earlier on, we idolise these guys, but Rangers weren't a team who went undefeated back then and won 9 in a row, so we should still be expecting to lose games and draw games against teams that are second in the league.
I remember us getting beat at Ibrox, I think it is, against Falkirk, and with Gaza, with Loudrop, with Goff. Do you know what I mean? We're top of the league. We're 4 points.
Exactly.
We're a point ahead of Hearts. We're top of the league. Pardon the French. We're that pish, right? We're sitting on top of the table.
4 points clear.
Everybody needs to chill out, right? It's go and watch the game. Don't watch BBC sports scene highlights and make what you want. They didn't even show half the chances at Rangers last Saturday. Do you know what I mean? It's get back. If you can watch the 90 minutes, you'll actually appreciate how well we actually played. I mean, we could have been right before lunchroom's goal with 2 clear-cut opportunities to go 1-0 up, and then I don't know, was it 3 or 4 chances in the second half? Was it 27 shots on goal, Kurt? Some uses there night. I mean, that's just
27
mental.
Shots on goal, 10 in target, 1 goal.
10 in target. You know what I mean? It's just mental. But it's
Hearts had 5 shots in goal, 4 in
What's
target, 1. Hearts had 5 shots in goal, 4 in target, 1 goal.
But do you know what I mean? It's we played well. We've got a striker who's, I don't like to use it, but he's a wee bit off form just now.
Yeah.
Right. We've got a Champions League winner manager Do you know what I mean? I think he knows how to change a game of football. I don't know. I think everybody's just gone mental because we're Rangers. We should be winning every single game, and a draw is just as bad as a defeat. It's they sure know how to fuck up our weekends. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think I think for me the performance was as best as we've done all season. So we need to just take that into the next game and into the next game. St Mirren, Aberdeen, it's not getting any easier. I've watched St Mirren this season. St Mirren are looking a good side, Kerr, aren't they? Let me just go to you. So let's move on from it. So we're talking about January, it's coming up, and people are saying we need to be back. There needs to be players to come in, and then the Norwich manager comes out and makes a bit of a loud comment about his club aren't there to develop other clubs' players. Now, that guy has loaned in a Man United left back and Brandon Williams who's not playing. They've loaned in Billy Gilmour for Chelsea who plays. And then he comes out with that comment. So he clearly is a club who are doing that. Now that's all of a sudden kicked off a massive big thing. Bring the wee man home. Is that even feasible, Kerr?
I don't know. It's up to Rangers and Chelsea. I don't see it myself, but I think Billy would actually go to somebody else in England or go back to Chelsea. I don't think he would come back up here. I just don't see it. There's not a lot else I can say. I don't see it happening. I think that's just Twitter talk or paper media talk. I don't see him coming back.
Cammy, I know your thoughts. I know Cammy's.
Yeah. There you go. Sorry.
I know Cammy's thoughts on this, Williams. I'm going to come to you. I'm going
to ask a question, right? And it's going to be controversial here, right? Are we good enough for Billy Gilmour?
Well, my question was going to be Chelsea will now, because every game I've watched Norwich, the wee man plays well. He's flying for Scotland. Chelsea will be able to command quite a high loan fee for him, Cammy, won't they? And probably something that we won't be able to afford.
And that's why it won't happen. Yeah, listen, we've got Stevie Kelly, Billy Gilmour are two totally different players. Billy Gilmour's a better player than Stephen Kelly. Why would we develop Chelsea's player? Is Billy Gilmour going to be the difference between us winning the league or not winning the league? No, for me. We have got more than enough good players in the middle of the park just now. Billy Gilmour is a fantastic young player. He'll go back to Chelsea. They'll put him out on loan somewhere else. He might go abroad or somewhere like that. But they'll probably be looking for £2 million for a loan fee. So, I'm sorry, but we're not paying £2 million for a loan fee for anybody.
William, what was your thoughts?
No, it's not happening. I can't see it happening. I really can't.
Everybody in the comments, look, everybody would love to see it happen for some reason because they've seen how well he plays, but I don't think it's viable. I don't think it's feasible. I don't think it's something we're going to see happen.
Billy Gilmour's chances are just going to make people hate Morelos even more because he'll just miss more chances.
Cammy, sorry.
Listen, Billy Gilmour is an unbelievable player. He's Barry Ferguson. I remember Barry Ferguson at the same age. Billy Gilmour is every bit as good as Barry Ferguson at the same age. He will go on to have a fantastic career, but I don't see Chelsea looking at Rangers as a development option for them. And Chelsea's concern is Chelsea sort of thing. See, when Billy Gilmour leaves Chelsea, he'll leave them for 20 to 25 million because the market down south is absolutely bonkers. And somebody like Brighton or, I don't know, somebody like that will sign him for 25 million. He's a brilliant player, but all the people who would Billy Gilmour replace in the Rangers midfield, right? So everybody's hung, drawn and quartered Lundstrom. Lundstrom's turned into Pirlo over the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? So right, Ryan Jack's still to come back. He's got better every month that he's been injured.
And Kerr, sorry, Cammy, I see Bakuna's now the new whipping boy. Bakuna's the new Lundstrom of 4 weeks ago.
But all I'm trying to say, Billy Gilmour's a fantastic player, but coming to Rangers isn't what's going to happen. We just have to get that in our head. I think it's easy clicks, it's easy links. I'm laughing at aye. Jordan Rossiter will be fit at the same time as.
What's coming first? Ryan Jack being back or Goldson signing his new contract?
John Eustace signing.
Okay, let's move on, folks. It's a good wee talking point. Listen, we're on the Rangers Rabo, a group of fans to talk. This is the kind of stuff you would talk about down the boozer with your mates, Billy Gilmour. People in the comments are going mad. Get him in. Of course we would want to get a player of that out. But again, where does he fit in? What happens? So, folks, again, just quickly on that. Can I just say I've just had a message from Martin that's us hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you for everybody's contribution to that. Awesome. So
he's got the garden shears out cutting his hair.
We can sort Martin out with a Taylor Ferguson haircut. Book him into some vet up his bit and get that big cut, man. He'll need a fucking set of shears or something. Anyway. Well, that's amazing. Some breaking news there. We've hit our 3,000 subscribers. We've been fighting for that for so long, talking about it all the time. So just get the like button hit, folks, for us on YouTube as well. It shares our video all over the network. So thank you for that. I think we'll just end it there with a kind of chat about what happened at the weekend and what's going to happen. And we'll talk about Brondby on Thursday. Now, I've just kept an eye while I was eating my dinner and working the day. Eat my dinner at 3:30 and I was working, kept a wee eye on the other half of Glasgow and their game, and I thought they looked pretty good. So we've got a big game on Thursday. William, what do you want to say? Where do we take it for Brondby?
I think we start with the same 11 we had the other day, and we start off the game the way we started off the game on Saturday, when we just go right at them. I don't think by any manner of means that we should be fearing them. We've played bigger and better and beat bigger and better at Ibrox. And I actually fancy us really, really well to win really well on Thursday. I think we'll have a comfortable victory, 2 or 3-0 at Ibrox on Thursday. So I can't see him changing it. In fact, if there's going to be one change, I would imagine Davis would probably come back in.
Aye.
Other than that, I can't see Gerrard changing anything. I think Morelos will still be there. As the boy Michael, I think it is, has says it's a must win. It is a must win, but it's also it's a must win to get the confidence back in the team again and start scoring some goals.
And that's what he's saying. More than one reason. This is an opportunity here to get ourselves back up and running. Probably coming at perfect timing, Cammy, after the Hearts game, because we did play well. So is a bit of momentum taking into a European game. We have played better in seasons gone by in Europe as well. Is it coming at a good time for us?
Listen, after a result like that, the best thing is that you get an opportunity as quickly as possible to get rid of that frustration. I think Kamara's suspended. I think that's the only. So I think, as William says, I think Davis probably comes in. Davis, Lundstrom, and I think it was Hadji that was. I don't know who the third man in Miller Park is. Davis, Lundstrom, Aribo, maybe Davis. I don't know.
But who will you tell me then? Who is it going to be, Cammy? Who do you think? Davis and Lundstrom are going to start, aren't they? Well, are Davis and Lundstrom? Look at them! Look at that, guys! Now there's a bit of a preview
Get the clippers
the hairdo. Go and get the scissors.
Yeah, I don't need a lawnmower for that.
I do not have them on, mate. I just thought I would quickly jump out my bed because I am so tired. Just to say a big, massive thank you to everybody. We have now reached 3,000 subscribers. I don't think it's any coincidence, though, that as soon as we get Big Sexy on the pod,
I know,
Big William, that pushes us over the 3K mark. You know.
By the way, Martin, see, looking at you and William doing that boat with the screen, it's not doing you any favours, mate.
I know. But do you know what I'll do for the first time in my life ever? I will stay on for the last 15 minutes as a guest, Jamie, and let you...
Oh, what? Right, brilliant. Okay, so thanks for jumping on, Martin, because I think Kerr was getting a cow to deliver, so he had to go quickly jump off. But as you know, I do a best of the rest with Martin, and some of his opinions are hopeless, by the way. So let's get on him. So Martin, who are you going to Brondby Thursday night? What midfield three are you playing?
Absolutely no idea.
Does he know who plays where? Doesn't he know?
I don't even know who plays for Rangers.
Davy Robertson still plays for Rangers in your eyes, doesn't he?
Listen, David
He's
Robertson will
rotten.
always play for Rangers. Oh, here, William.
Don't, William, please.
Yeah. See, to be honest, it's a difficult one. It's you can't drop Lundstrom. And how many times have we had the conversation? Does Lundstrom and Davis and Kamara as a midfield free work? No, it doesn't. So does Davis come back into the team? Does Davis miss out again? I don't see him leaving Davis out for a European game. So personally, I think he'll probably go Lundstrom, Davis, and Kamara. Which
Kamara's suspended.
Kamara's suspended.
Is Kamara suspended? See, I should just stick to the hosting, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Is Aribo suspended as well, just incidentally?
See, now that Jamie being the host, William should really know that.
No. Why should I know that? What somebody will tell us in the comments. What I would say is, the big question is, does he play Lundstrom and Davis together? Because Lundstrom's almost shown, which maybe isn't that good, but he can only play in the position Davis plays. And for, like you've said, Martin, for a European night, is he going to not play Davis there? That's a question, Cammy, that you can probably answer.
A fit Scott Arfield would probably start for me, but I think there was an illness. I think that Gerrard referred to before the Hibs game. So I think so. Is Curry Muncher saying that Aribo is suspended? So
Curry Muncher was on at me a minute ago. Yeah, if I'm not using any of his comments tonight, which I wholeheartedly apologise, as he is my favourite guest contributor friend.
I think. Listen, Davis and Lundstrom, ideally in a home game, I would not like to see the two of them together, because I think Lundstrom's better playing as the sitter, and like two players. Ideally, Scotty Arfield comes back into the mix, but he wasn't in the squad on Saturday, so that kind of makes me think he's not available. So I don't see a great deal of. We won't make changes that we don't have to. If you know what I mean, it's not going to be a night where he's going to bring 4 or 5 off the bench for the weekend and start. I think we have a lot of players that aren't playing at their best, but we do need continuity and we do need a bit of consistency selection to try and get these players playing into form.
Can I just also say that since we started the Rangers Rabble, I don't think there's been a single episode or show or podcast where somebody's internet hasn't went down. Honestly, I don't know why people keep subscribing. I really don't know why. But sorry, Jamie.
Because the content's fantastic and the chat's great. That's why they subscribe and they watch every week, Martin. And now I forgot the question I was going to ask you, William, but did we just go after Brondby? You said that earlier on.
Yeah.
You go after Brondby. And just to touch on, Scotty Arfield's an interesting one, by the way. He's not injured, is he? Has he just lost a bit of form and out of the team?
I love Scotty Arfield. I think he's brilliant, and he just gives so much more going forward.
You're going to get hammered in the comments here for saying that about Arfield, that you like him. Watch this.
I don't care. I really don't care what anybody else thinks. It's he's been brilliant for Rangers, and as long as he's there, he'll get the support like every other player. So if anybody disagree with me, it's your opinion, as I said earlier on, but he's a great player. So he's very, very, very intelligent, and I would say he's probably one of the most intelligent players that we've got at the team. But I don't think he's. Sorry, Cam, you go say something?
No, I was just going to totally. I'm in the Arfield camp with you, William. I think people forget September to December last
season.
He was at the midway point. He was one of our players of the season, and then he picked up the injury. I think, and then he's had a stop-start ever since. He's never really got back on it. But a fit Scott Arfield would be playing for me.
There's always that question, though, William, about his legs. Are his legs starting to go?
That's not saying Stephen Davis' legs gone.
Well, no.
But not the way they play, I don't think, because Davis, his legs perhaps have or could, and he would still just sit there and be the quarterback and dictate everything. Arfield's style and his game is all about running and breaking the lines and getting into the box in it. There was a point as well.
He just gives the team something else. He is.
But why has he not done it this season then? Why is he? We've not seen that at all. I know he's not had many chances.
Well, I think at the start of the season, I might be wrong. Was he no injured at the start of the season? And then picked up, he got fit, and then picked up another injury. But I'd have Arfield in the team every week. And it's like when we're all talking about Gerrard changing the goalkeepers, changing the defenders and stuff like that as well. The more you play, the more confident you'll get. So it's I'd have him in a team.
Aye.
It's out wide. Oh, sorry. What's happening here?
But then I was going to say that did Arfield? It looks like Lundstram and Davis are going to need to start anyway. So if Arfield's available, are you going Lundstram, Davis, Arfield?
Would they not play Hadji in the middle of the park? I think that's what is exactly what's going to happen. I think it's going to be Hadji, Lundstram, and Davis in the middle of the park. And
who's your top three then? Morelos will come in.
Morelos, Roof, and
Scott Wright.
You're looking at Scott Wright.
I'm not his biggest fan.
I think Scott Wright needs a bit of time. I think Scott Wright will come. He will come good. He's got a bit of technique about him. It's just another one of these project players. But
Scott Wright will be in the team when Ryan Kent's fit though.
Of course not. 100%.
I don't think he'll be anywhere near the team.
Nah, we need to think of if Ryan Kent's not going. Ryan Kent's not started the season well either. Ryan Kent, how long is Kent?
I would, as I say this on Saturday after the game, I would rather a not informed Ryan Kent than Scott Wright. I'm sorry, but I'd have it every week.
Cammy, what's your thoughts?
Well, Ryan Kent every day of the week starts, but he hasn't been fully fit this season. I think we played him through the hamstring injury, and the result of it was the hamstring eventually went completely, and now we're probably not going to see him until next month. So I think Kent gets a lot of criticism when he's in the team, but it's one of these you only actually see how good a player he actually is when he's not there. And I think a lot of people will maybe open their eyes to how he drags us up the pitch with his pace, and he's direct, and he never hides, and that's one thing. He never hides. He always wants the ball. I want Ryan Kent back, but I want Ryan Kent back when his hamstring is 100% ready, so that we can get Ryan Kent from November to May without any mishaps. Because if we can get Ryan Kent fit and him up front with Morelos and Roof, they three firing is more than enough for us to win games.
The thing with Ryan Kent, I think Borna misses Ryan Kent.
Of course.
And I mean, some of Borna's balls that he puts into the box when you get Ryan Kent flying about everywhere from is a joy to watch as well. I think it's evident that he's missing. His work rate in the team's second to none for me, Ryan Kent, and that is what we're missing that, and he can sometimes just give a wee bit of a lift by running back 50 yards and winning the ball. By the way, I put up Curry Munster's front three there. I know Morelos didn't play well. He's not going to get dropped for Thursday. He's not going to get dropped for Thursday. But no. Curry Munster, you can't be. I don't think you can just then all of a sudden drop him for a European game, especially in these games he's came to life. Do you agree with that, boys? Aye, mate, 100%.
Listen, he didn't.
He's not coming out the team.
He didn't play well. He missed a few chances. We get it, but he starts on Thursday night. He starts on Sunday. He starts on Wednesday. He starts the following Sunday. Simple as that. Alfredo Morelos is, how long? But
how long?
I guarantee Morelos plays on Thursday night. He scores.
I agree. I think the wee man gets a chance on Thursday. He'll score as well. And Curry Munster will not be saying sorry to you, because you'll be saying sorry to us the next time we're on. Okay, guys, you've put the time to think about the result. So, folks, in the comments, what you thinking the result's going to be. Cammy, I'll go with you first before we end it. What are you thinking?
Rangers with a couple of goals, 2-0.
Clean sheet?
Yes.
That's what nil means, isn't it? But hey, listen, that would be good. I'd be happy with that as well. Another bit of breeds confidence through a team. William, what are you thinking?
I says, as I said 5 minutes ago, I think we'll win comfortably on Thursday, and I says 2 or 3 0. Listen, I don't know what what's still there. We're Rangers. Do you know what I mean?
You're going back to all 9 in a row, William. Here,
I'm
you're
not
going back to William 9 in a row.
William. I'm going back to fucking 12 games ago when we were still in last season. We were flying.
But that was last season, William.
Do you know what I mean?
This is this season now.
I know it's the same players, though, mate. You don't become pardon the French. You don't become a fanny overnight. Do you know what I mean? We've got a group of players.
You've been in the rabble long enough, then.
What's that?
You'll soon know that in the Rangers rabble. Some folk do.
We've got a group of players that's just delivered the 55th league title. Do you know what I mean? It's the same group of players, right? Well, I think the only bad game we've had this season was against Dundee. Well, we were labouring through the game. All right, we won it. But we've been playing well. Just everybody calm down, and we'll win on Thursday. Convincingly.
Listen, look at that.
Just relax, chill out.
Big handsome chops, getting everybody a bedtime story, telling us all to calm down, and that's what we need to do. We are Glasgow Rangers, and it might come brilliant on Thursday. And I've been saying that for 6 months. Whatever, every podcast I'm on, one game can change it, and it's going to all come together. Anyway, we'll end it there then, folks. That was a good wee chat. I just want to thank everybody for listening in and commenting and contributing and liking and subscribing. The gaffer's going to get a haircut now. That's Martin, no the Stevie Gerrard. Unfortunately, Martin's our gaffer, so he'll be getting a haircut now. Check Patreon out, folks. The link's in the description. Please subscribe. Get all your Rangers supporting friends, family to subscribe to us as well. Check our Facebook page. Check our Instagram page. The link's in the description for all the giveaways that are going on just now. That Rangers white top, the old retro red top, and the beautiful ornate placemats and coasters. Everything's happening, guys. So just want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. And thanks very much for that, folks. And we'll probably see you again for a match reaction on Thursday evening. So see you then, folks.